Cause I made one. Let my motherfucking shit go. I'm not playing. Damn, Joy, you went like that for real? Yes, that's my plate. I made that.
Yeah, that guy's very angry. How much more during this famine that we're prophesying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shah. So first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Hashem Shah. Also, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect back at it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shah. Hey, to talk about this coming famine and cannibalism, man. All right, that's what was on my spirit today, and I mean, it's kind of funny. This little video or whatever, it's real brief, but hey, man. Now, I don't know the context exactly what's going on, why that brother is spazzing out like that about that plate, what have you, but the principle being, people get very, very serious, all right, very aggressive concerning their food, all right, food and stuff in their belly, man. I have worked in the food service industry, man, and I have seen, many days breakfast stopped serving what at let me think, I can't remember, probably like I have no idea. Between let's say we stop at like 9, and then lunch starts at 10:30. Something like that, man. All right, but I seen people come in there, get breakfast, and I work during this time at this particular place. I was working at a hospital, okay, being a cook, a short order cook in a hospital, man, and I would see people come in there around 9 o'clock, and then they would come around 10:30, 11, and oh man, they would act like they were absolutely starving, and you wouldn't believe the amount of food, both men and women, man, that they have, man. People would get attitudes. I actually end up losing my job. Well, I actually end up quitting, because people was driving me crazy up in there, man. I had to, yes, absolutely, I had to come around the corner on a dude, talking to me crazy, and them folk act like they just be starving, man. And I'm telling you, I've watched, the majority of them people come in there for breakfast, man, and that's no more than 3 hours, and they're acting like they are starving, like they are experiencing some great famine, man. Hey, how much more during this prophesied famine that's coming, man, and cannibalism is coming back, man. And I got a few precepts to bring out, and we're gonna talk about it, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shah. First and foremost, Romans 15 and verse 4: for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. So I'm gonna bring out a few precepts about, on cannibalism and on famine. So I just wanted to start the lesson out by making this point. Hey, whether it's prophesied to happen, in the future, or whether this was an actually event that took place already, these things were written for our learning so that we understand, what famine is real. And if great distress is upon a society, then, and via a famine, then people will resort to eating each other, man. All right, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope, man. All right, so let's get it. Let's go to 2 Kings. You probably already know where I'm headed, and this is an example, all right, of things written aforetime for our learning concerning a famine. And we're prophesying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shah. A great tribulation is on the horizon, man, on the horizon. And it's going to be nasty, man. And it's going to be so bad, man, that people are going to go back to this way of thinking. And how much more you saw, like I said, I don't know the context of what that dude was saying. It was just something that popped across, my feed, and I just decided to go ahead and use it. I could have, got plenty of videos and did a collage, if you will, of just, different videos of people spazzing out when it relates to food, man. All right. People are not strong enough, to endure periods of time without food. It's individuals on this earth that has never went a day without stuff in their mouth, man. You ever seen, what is that, my 600-pound life, man? All right. What you think gonna happen to them, man? They're gonna, oh man. That, oh my goodness. This is 2 Kings chapter 6, and we'll start at verse 28. And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. And let me see that I have that in the NLT, just to reiterate the fact. Again, this is 2 Kings 6 and verse 28. But then the king asked, what is the matter? She replied, this woman said to me, come on, let's eat your son today. Then we will eat my son tomorrow. So we cooked my son and ate him. Then the next day I said to her, kill your son so that we can eat him. All right, but she has hidden her son. And again, man, this is all in relation, amen, to what's going to happen during this great tribulation. We're prophesying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah that this is going to be a time like the earth has never seen before, man. All right, the Lord have taught us these things. And if this has happened on this level, how much more during a time like the earth has never seen before? All right, a time of great famine, chaos, confusion. All these things is going to be taking place during Jacob's trouble, to the point where food is not going to be readily available to the ones. We started first and foremost concerning the nation of Israel, man. All right. For the ones that didn't fear Yahweh Shema Shah, they're not going to be protected. All right. Which means the Lord is not going to provide and give them provisions during Jacob's trouble, man. That's why we're fighting now. All right. I heard brother mention, a few days ago, what we do now matters, man. This matters, man. All right. This time and this grace period where we're, prophesying to the best of our ability, teaching, edifying, rebuking. Hey, this stuff matters, and hope, that the Lord is going to protect us when these things happen. Hey, for the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, as well as, all right, Esau, Edom, he gonna get down with the cannibalism, because that's in his nature already. But hey, man, and we're gonna bring all these precepts out, man. A lot of women, okay, are going to fall victim to this, man. Anybody that's not strong in Yahweh Shema Shai, that great tribulation is going to expose your weaknesses, man. And like I say, I've seen it with my own eyes. People freak out, just like old buddy. He looked like he was ready to throw hands, and it wasn't like, like I said, I don't know the context, but food was right there in front of his face. It's not like, he was experiencing some great famine, but you see how angry and aggressive he got, for that little bit of raggedy ass food that was on that plate. You know what I mean? That little bit of raggedy ass food. He looked like he was ready to throw down about it, throw some serious hands, about it. And how much more, when it really happens and people are really hungry, and that, and plus all the other issues, people are getting sick, there's, death and destruction just right around the corner, man. People are going to freak out, and they're going to resort to weak acts, man. The woman is going to try to prostitute herself for food, etc., etc. They're going to resort to all these, weak ass behaviors, man. Cannibalism, all that shit, stealing, all right, extreme violence. All right, all these things are going to happen during Jacob's trouble, man. And guess what? For you dummies out there, it's happening now. All right, how much more when it all, it's all happening at one time? It's going to be horrific, man. We just the messengers, man, and we got to live here too, man. It's not like we're saying this stuff and we're not having to go through Jacob's trouble as well. The difference between us and them is that we have hope, all right, and Yahweh Shema Shai, that he's going to be with us. So we're doing things to make our calling and election sure, all right, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, all right. For every brother, that's supposed to be teaching, they're teaching through the spirit and power Yahweh Shema Shai, etc., all right. Let's go to Jeremiah. A few precepts today. Jeremiah 19 and verse 9. And there's just, again, these things were written for our learning, just in examples, of cannibalism and famine. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend in the siege and straitness wherewith their enemies and they that seek their lives shall straighten them. So again, man, a great siege is coming again. That's what we're prophesying, called Jacob's trouble, the great tribulation. And because of that great siege, and again, these things were written aforetime for our learning, People are going to eat the sons of their flesh, their daughters, and their friends, man. All right, so we got to remember that, man, and be circumspect and be very, very careful and have a fear towards Yahweh Bahashim Shah, so that your so-called black behind or brown behind won't get eaten, or your children won't get eaten, man, because it's going to get like that. And of course, Esau Edom, I believe through the spirit, he going to be the main culprit, but as well as the Hebrew Israelites, man, hey, they're going to be doing it too, women, and I'm going to bring out more precepts, man. Let's go to First Maccabees. I don't really go there too often, huh? First Maccabees, chapter 9 and verse 24. And it reads, "In those days also was a great famine, by reason whereof the country revolted and went with them." So again, we're prophesying these things. The Lord prophesied in Matthew 24th chapter, events, all right, that will precede his second coming: earthquakes in diverse places, famines, kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. And because of that, the people are gonna revolt, man. They're gonna do the same thing, just like the scriptures tell us they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Well, it's because of the BS that is the wicked man, Esau Edom, and his BS, man. People are starting to see that here in Babylon the Great. This man is wicked. Look at what's happening with the so-called illegal immigrants. The fact that the government is giving out all type of manners of resources, food, shelter, aid, literal money, okay? And there's homeless people around here. So guess what? It's pissing the people off. And how much more when they ain't got no food to comfort them? Because food is, it's a necessity, make no mistake about it. But it's also, for comfort and joy, all right? And when you got your food, man, people seem to calm down, man. You can shut up a rowdy crowd with some good food, man. And man, women love to eat way more than men. You know what I mean? And that's been revealed to us. It's the woman always stuffing her face, always got to eat. And the most of the shit she eat is abominable things, especially concerning our nation. And they think it's a delicacy, So when this great famine comes, man, however the Lord is going to bring it, we don't know how the Lord is going to bring it, man. But we do know it's prophesied to be a terrible time upon the earth, man, and the people are gonna buck up, and that's where all that neighbor against neighbor, people searching, each other's houses with the sword, man, is going to come into play. It's going to be because of these things, man, the siege and a great famine. People are going to be looking for, resources, especially food and water, man, and they're not going to regard, the laws of the land, their kings nor princes, the government, the president, etc., the police, all right, in modern times. So they're going to get to it, man, and it's going to get cracking. It's going to be a lot of, blood in the streets, man. All right. We just the messengers, though. Let's go to Lamentations 4 and verse 9. Getting right to it, man. Hey, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. So, hey, we know, the literal sword, but the modern day sword would be known as the gun, man, or any type of other, instrument used to put you to sleep. Okay. The Lord through these scriptures is teaching us these things, that they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. All right. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. So the Lord is just teaching us this is a terrible death. All right, to die of famine and hunger, man. All right, and thirst. It's better to get, a few bullets up in you, man. Better to get your head chopped off than it is to die of the famine. And guess what, man? A lot of people are going to, perish that way, man. And it's gonna be ugly, man. It's gonna be ugly. But again, man, hey, that's a serious thing to consider, man. If brothers that have went through fast, the pain that comes with that, and we're doing it through the spirit and power Yahweh Shema Shah for righteousness, man, and it hurts, man. And the longer you go, of course, you get your little second wind, through the spirit, but whatever day that you got when you realize, oh man, well, this really hurts. I'm talking about it hurts, man. It started to hurt, man. You'll start to just, freak out, you know what I mean? And that's a fast, man, for Yahweh Shema Shai. How much more will you freak out, and it's gonna hurt when you are actually being judged by Yahweh Shema Shai, man, and there's no way to get no food, man. All right, you gonna resort, eating whatever, man, grass of the field, dung, all right, and definitely, people, whatever have you, but they're gonna be trying to eat everything, bark, and this is a fearful thing, man. I got all these precepts ready today, man. Let's see. Moving right along. Limitation 5, 6. Yep, perfect. And that's why it leads right into it in Hebrews. And that's why we teach our people this right here, man. And we're warning our people this very thing. Hebrews 10 and 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, man. So we don't want to get caught up in this wrath, man. That is a fearful thing to die any type of way, on the left-hand side. We understand about being martyrs and dying for righteousness' sake, and we're all for that, for the will of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. But it is a fearful thing if you fall into the hands of the living power on the wrong side of this thing, man, and the Lord then put some judgment upon you, and you got to get, caught up in the famine. And I mean, and that's the extremes, dying from it is the extreme side of it, man. Come on, man. Just food not being readily available. You don't know how many days, even for the righteous, that we may have to go, or what type of periods. Now, we do know that the Lord promised us that we shall eat, my servant shall eat is what the Lord says. So we're not worried at all. But, who knows, if we're going to eat every day. We just know that we're going to have what we need to survive. Okay. But if you've ever went like a period of time from, hours, to a day or 2 or 3 or 4, you know how that feels. And again, it feels pretty bad. It's a rough feeling. It ain't no joke, man. Fasting ain't no joke, but this ain't no biblical fast, man. All right, that's gonna happen during this great tribulation. This is a judgment from Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, to judge the wicked. First and foremost, the wicked, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. All right, the Lord said he was gonna start that judgment at his house, and that house being the nation of Israel, and that's gonna happen to the 2/3 of the nation of Israel that didn't repent. For you single women out there that want to boast in your BS, boast, I am woman, hear me roar, I don't need a man. Well, guess what's coming? All these things. All right, and I'm gonna bring that out. Let me see here. Hebrews 6, 7. Well, let me get Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach. Ecclesiasticus chapter 40 and verse 7. When all is safe, he awaketh and marveleth that the fear was nothing. All right, so hey, that's kind of what's going on now with the 2/3. They don't have a fear. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, cometh upon them. That's what's going to happen to the 2/3, man, and the rest of the inhabitants of the earth that's not watching and waiting for this destruction. See, we waiting and watching for it, man. We believe in prophecy. We believe the words of Yahweh Shema Shai through the prophets, through the words of Yahweh Shai. Okay. All right. So when all is safe, which again, 2/3 for the most part, they feel like it's all good because why? They can go order DoorDash, Uber Eats. They can go to a restaurant. They can go to the grocery store. Hey, if you watching, hey, the goods are dwindling. Make no mistake about it. But overall, things are pretty much business as usual, even in relation to when that pandemic, was here. People not mask up no more. And, people are able to, go to and fro as they please for the most part, man. Okay. Let me see. Yep. And go verse 8. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast. And that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Oh man, that's a good one. I never even realized this precept, man. Such things happen unto all flesh. So we're all subject, to feeling safe. But the difference between us, the Lord blessed us with a spirit to be circumspect and to know what time it is, man. So we believe we're in the time, coming here pretty soon of a great tribulation, and it's not going to be all good. Okay. Both man and beast. And we, prophesy as well. Not only a famine is coming, but the beasts are going to to change their place, man. They're going to come out of the woods and in the desert, and they're going to come, into these neighborhoods and communities where people at. Because why, man? It's going to be a great famine upon the land. Plus the Lord is going to put a spirit upon them. And guess what? You see, I've done videos about that maybe like last year about how it was a bunch of bears. They had all these videos, bears unlocking car doors, climbing up, to people's doors, opening the door. You understand me? That's the beast changing their places. They're supposed to have a certain fear of man and be kind of ducked off, man. But all that shit finna go out the window. You're going to have bears, lions, all right? And like I say, it's going to be so bad. No man's going to be able to till the ground. You talk about these zoos, man. Those animals is going to get out, man. So that's going to be a problem as well as the famine, man. A lot of people going to get eaten by damn animals. If y'all think we joking, it is what it is. And it says, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. That means that the wicked, starting with 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they think all is safe, all right? And they don't have any fear, all right, towards Yahweh Shem Shah or what Yahweh Shem Shah can do, all right? Verse 9, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, all right, tribulation, and the scourge, all right? Verse 10, these things were created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. So we got to remember that. Remember what I started off with in Romans 15th chapter, verse 4. These things were written for our learning, aforetime for our learning. So, amen, death, bloodshed, strife, sword, calamities, all this is going to happen during this great tribulation, famine, the tribulation, all right? Scourge, all right? These are created for the wicked. Lord willing, we're not the wicked, all right? Lord willing, we're of this righteous remnant that's striving to serve Yahweh Shem Shah to the best of our abilities in this flesh, per this flesh, man. But for the wicked, again, Esau Edom gonna catch it too. Make no mistake about it. Even though like the average Edomite, come on, they're toast out here. They're gonna meet the same judgment Jacob is getting, man. They're gonna be mowed down in the streets, all that, getting robbed, all that, man. All these nations that's here in Babylon the Great. And this is gonna happen out throughout the whole world, man, mind you. All right, but we speak a lot about Babylon the Great because a lot of us are actually here in Babylon the Great. This is our AO. This is where the Lord, has had us in captivity, so we can speak on these things because we actually see it and we live it. Being here in Babylon the Great is going to be a mess, man. All right. But we got to remember, these things were created for the wicked, not for the righteous, man. All right. We just have to go through it and keep our faith. And right now, we're doing things to make our calling and election sure, so that, when we get to that point, the Lord will have a rapport, if you will, with Yahweh Shem Shah, and he will remember us and protect us and provide for us. Our faith isn't of our own strength. All right. It is in Yahweh Bahashem Shah to provide. And we're humble as men of the Lord to admit that, we don't have any strength of our own selves. We know where our help comes from, the Lord, man. How much more should the women understand where their help come from, man? All right. And they skip the man. They want to be like, they so buddy and close with the Lord, and that ain't what the Lord dealing with, man. They need to be, seeking the man of Yahweh Shem Shah, but that's too much like ripe, Eve don't want to submit, and we see that clear as day. That's all it's about. She know damn well she the weaker vessel, but she just don't want to relinquish her pretend as, rulership over us, man. And it's gonna cost her greatly, man. And when all these things happen, the calamity, bloodshed, strife, sword, all right, she gonna wish that she would have just simply, just been with a man of the Lord. It's women out there that have dealt with us that have left, man. And you already know we not, some of them, brothers deal with how they deal with, but ultimately it's of the Lord, with who we allow to take hold of us in that day, in relation to Isaiah 4:1. Okay, but let's see what we got here. Speaking of women, right? Speaking of women, let's go to Matthew 24, and we'll start at 19, I do believe. Yep, perfect. Matthew 24:19. And woe, that means destruction, unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. And that's, a woman, that's nursing, out her breast. So this is a bad thing, all right, to be a single woman, all right, that's pregnant, Because what the hell can you do? You can barely run. You know what I mean? If you're getting chased by man or beast or whatever, you can barely run with your belly big like that. And if you got a child, man, you know that's a burden during a time of great tribulation, because you got to look out for that child. You got to feed the child. And you know, a child is very, very susceptible to all manners of you know, the earth. All right, you got, I mean, just susceptible to diseases a lot more than an adult is. So the Lord is saying, hey man, woe to them that are with child. And guess what? It's going to be a lot of women that are pregnant during that time. It's going to be a lot of women that have, you know, newborn babies and just children, period, man. And we already read, you know, in Second Kings, you know, how a woman will get down when her back is against the wall. You know, well, I didn't do no video on it, but I've been watching a lot of articles on YouTube, man, these shows, these crime type of shows here recently, you know, where Eve, I mean, she's just putting her child to sleep different type of ways, man, leaving them to starve to death, or, you know, actually, you know, taking their lives, man. So how much more when it's a great tribulation, and we ain't even smack dab in the tribulation yet, and Eve is already behaving like this, man. You know, this wicked ass woman, this wicked creature that is the woman, man, this weaker vessel, all right, simply because she want to be wicked and she don't want to submit, you know, to a man. Hell, we all done went off. We all have fell short of the glory of Yahweh Shem Hawashai. We striving though to come back, and that's what the woman needs to be doing. But instead, she just want to keep on bucking and bucking and bucking, and it's gonna cost her, you know. And the Lord gonna mock when that calamity comes. Thus saith Yahweh Shem Hawashai, and He's gonna do it through us, man. We're gonna be mocking you, man. Hey, for you women that left us and we don't want you back for whatever reason, the spirit that the Lord put upon us, and you try to come back, you know, we just gonna mock and mock and mock, man. You might catch me out there doing a dance routine on you, you know, just talking cash money, because I used to dance and stuff like that, you know, just acting, you know, just, you know, fulfilling the will of Yahweh Shem Hawashai in those days while you guys are starving and we're eating, and all we got to say is we told you so, we told you so, we told you so. All right, it was, you know, the Lord said His laws weren't grievous, man. Our people don't want to come out of their wickedness because they truly are wicked, and we do know it's the will of Yahweh Shem Hawashai for them to be that way. It is what it is, okay? And I think I got one more precept, actually. I went through them pretty quick. Matthew, two more. Yeah, two more precepts, and that'll be it, man. Straight to the point, man. But it ain't gonna be no joke, man, when that famine come, man. I'm telling you. Second Esdras, chapter 16 and 33. Hey, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers, man. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So this World War III. All right, and the smaller conflicts that's already happening, that's leading up to World War III, man. A lot of men are gonna get drafted and called to this war all throughout the earth, man. Not just here in Babylon the Great. This is a damn world war, idiot. All right, so there's gonna be, you know, all type of drafts and mandates, and, you know, for men and women, you know, to join these militaries and go to war, and they ain't coming back, man. So that's why these virgins shall mourn. They never, you know, it's gonna be the girl I'm dealing with. She say her sister is a virgin, man, and she ain't got no dude right now. And you know, these little funny ass weird niggas, she can't pick from them because they gonna perish. You know, they gonna be some of the first to go. These wicked niggas of our nation, they're gonna be the first to go. All right. And then, you know, a good chunk of men going off to the war and ain't coming back. All right. And for the women that aren't virgins, they're going to mourn having no husbands. All right. And the daughters shall mourn having no helpers, man. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. All right, they're going to perish in the war, man. The big World War III. All right. And again, the smaller conflicts that lead up to that World War, like it's already happening in Ukraine, etc. You see, a lot of men are perishing, and, you know, a lot of the men were probably married to women and they're not coming back. This prophecy is taking place as we speak, man. And again, and their husbands shall perish of famine. All right. There's that word famine again and again and again. It's in the Bible so much, man. These things were written, or 4 times for our learning. It's going to happen again. That's why it behooves us to serve the Lord. Fear Yahweh Shema Shah. Put forth that decent effort so that you will have that rapport, man. Because we got to go through this tribulation. Ain't no way about it. I mean, now if you got the spirit upon you where you don't care and you just want to die out, well, go ahead and die out, my guy. We don't have that type of spirit. We want to live. No matter if we're martyrs or not, we still desire to live, man. That's a natural thing for a human, all right? The creation of man to want to live, all right? You go ahead and put your fire, Salakia, put your hand into a fire and see, don't you move it. All right, that's a natural thing. If you're experiencing pain, you're gonna, move a certain way because it's just a natural thing for the body to want to survive. All right. That's a cop out just to die out like that, man. And that's the kind of spirit that's on 2/3, man, with their docile, especially so-called Christians, man. They talk a good game, but they really, don't have no fear. And them niggas, they ain't really soldiers of Yahweh Shem Shah. So that tells me they weak and they really don't care. They just want to die out anyway, especially the older ones. They already at a certain age on the earth where they feel like it is what it is. I'm gonna just die out anyway. So we ain't dealing with that, man. We trying to live over here, experience miracles, all right, and be protected by Yahweh Hashem Shah, whether we be martyrs or not. All right. And then I got one more, and I'm gonna leave it off at that through the spirit, man. All right. This is Luke. This is what we need to do, man. Knowing all these things, right? Luke 21 and verse 36. Watch ye therefore. So we got to be watching, and we are, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem and Hawashah. We see these things, just like I brought out that video with old buddy, man, and I testified, hey man, people, when I used to work in food service, man, all right, and I worked in a lot of play. That was just one, little situation, man. I mean, people go crazy. But watch ye therefore and pray always. So we got to constantly be praying, and hey, through the spirit. Hey man, I can testify. I've been praying a lot more. I can pray more, but I'm praying a lot more. So I can feel like a change coming, man. You can feel it coming. And by me praying more, the spirit, that was given to me of faith and combined with faith prayer. All right. I've been praying a lot more through the spirit. So I believe, something is coming, man. So we're doing these things. We're watching, praying always as much as possible for everything. When you get up, first thing we all do. And I know maybe we miss some days. Sure, we're not perfect. But for the most part, I'm sure every brother and sister, when they wake up, first thing they do is reverence Yahweh Shema Shah, however they do it. All right. And then a lot of brothers that's, a part of the hopeful, 144, first thing we're doing, either doing epistles or we seeing what's going on in the world via the news articles or other brothers, listening to epistles, studying, reading the Bible, all these things. And we do this on a daily basis through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Hawashah. And this is why, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and a great famine is coming. We want to be counted worthy to escape these things and to stand before the Son of Man, ultimately, receiving those crowns and receiving those new bodies, and the Lord, telling us, well done, my good and faithful servant, man. That's our heart's desires, ultimately. All right, in the name of Yahweh Hashem Shah. So there it is, man. A great famine is coming, and people are going to result back to cannibalism, man, in a major way, especially Esau Edom. You know how he get down, man. They be joking about that all the time, and they like to eat raw meat. So you think they won't try to eat, a person? You're right. And Eve too, man, with her weak behind, and we already, by watching, seeing Eve put her children to sleep already. When she get hungry, she don't give a fuck about that child. She don't, man. Well, I ain't saying every woman, mind you, okay, but a lot of women, they're not strong enough, and they, for whatever reason, the will of Yahweh Shema Shah void it. It's no telling that the man could not, that the father of that child with these single women, he could be in jail, he could be not on the earth anymore, or Eve could have just put him away, or just been very difficult. However, the Lord got them apart for, they apart, and Eve, think it's all good. But obviously it ain't, because it ain't. I mean, it's not good for man to be alone. How much more a damn woman? So you ain't supposed to be alone, period, let alone trying to raise a child by yourself, let alone trying to raise a child by yourself during the end of the damn world. That's crazy. That's crazy. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear again to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Till next time, hey, Shalom.